Okay, welcome back to another video. What I'll be looking at in this video is fractions, and I'm going to look at adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. When I said with like denominators, like here meaning that they have the same denominator. So example of fractions with like denominator, you'd have 1/3 and 2/3. They have the same denominator. So once they have the same denominator, we consider it to be like terms. You can also have 1/5, 3/5, 2/5. Those are like denominators. Why? Because they all have the same denominator. So I'm going to add and subtract fractions with like denominators. Alright, so first example. 1/3 plus 1/3. When you're adding fractions or subtracting fractions and the denominators are the same, you write back the denominator and you carry out the operation with the numerator. So we are going to add the numerators. So 1 plus 1 would give us 2. So what I'm saying again, once the denominators are the same, the bottom numbers are the same. When you're adding and subtracting, that is only when you're adding and subtracting. Once the denominators are the same, you write back the denominator and you carry out the operation with the numerator. So write back the 3, 1 plus 1 will give me 2. So 1/3 plus 1/3 give me 2/3. We have 3/4 take 1/4. Denominators are the same. Once the denominators are the same, you write back the denominator and carry out the operation with the numerator. So 4 plus 4 is the denominator, you write back the 4. 3 take 1, that's going to leave us with 2. So we have 2/4. Whenever you have a result, if the fraction can be simplified, you must simplify the fraction. In this case, we can find a number to go into 2 as well as 4 without leaving a remainder, which is 2. So we can divide by 2 here, divide by 2, and we end up with 1/2. So 3/4 take 1/4 will give us 1/2. Alright, so once the denominators are the same, we carry out the operation with the denominators with the numerators and we write back the denominator. Let's continue. When adding fractions and subtracting fractions, only with addition and subtraction. Once the denominators are the same, we write back the denominator and we carry out the operation with the numerator. So denominator is 6, we write back the 6. We carry out the operation with the numerator. So 1 plus 1 would give us 2. And if you notice, that fraction can be simplified. If we simplify this fraction, we can find a number to go into the top number and bottom number without leaving a remainder, which is 2. So we divide top number by 2, bottom number by 2. So 2 divided by 2, 1, and 6 divided by 2 would give us 3. So 1/6 plus 1/6 is going to give us 1/3. Alright, so denominators are the same here again. Write back the denominator. So once you're adding and subtracting fractions and the denominators are the same, we write back the denominator. We carry out the operation with the numerator. So write back 8, 7 take 5, that's going to leave us with 2. We have 2/8. Once the fraction can be simplified, we must simplify the fraction. In other words, if we can find a number that can go into the numerator and the denominator without leaving a remainder, we use that number to divide the numbers, alright? So, for example, here we have 2 and 8. 2 can go into itself and 2 can go into 8, so we can divide by 2. So we divide both numbers by 2, the numerator and the denominator. 2 divided by 2, that's 1. 8 divided by 2, that's going to give us 4. So what is this saying? 7/8 take 5/8. That's going to give us 1/4.